quick update on the farm. It's working extremely well. Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode on the Dynasty SMP server. This is episode 3 and we have lots to get done today because we're still in the early game and we have a lot of things to do before we can start actually making cool stuff and helping others properly. And everything we have to do is in this to-do list. So if you look here, I think we'll just do it where I'll read one and then we'll do it. So number 1 is a show jobs board. So that's actually right here. And these are all of the farms that I want to get done before the end of the season. At least, I have to get at least all of these done. And if any of the server members would like to help me by building one of these themselves, that would be really appreciated because this is going to take a while. I've highlighted the ones that I want to get done before episode 10 in blue. So, Creeper Farm, Iron Farm, XP Farm, Melon and Pumpkin Farm, Sugarcane Farm, and the Quest Building. These two are probably going to be for rockets. That one's for iron, for XP, and this is going to be a place where if you want to come and you need something but you don't want to get it yourself, you can put a little quest in there and then put a thing where they can take the reward if they bring back what you need. So this is all pretty cool and we're probably going to work on one of these today. Show off second server prize. So here's the second server prize. And it's some boots. I was thinking of doing some boots, so we did it. And it's boots with Death Strider 5, Feather Falling 7, and Protection 10. And this is going to be a really nice thing to have because 1, it's got the same durability as iron, which I didn't know Chainmail could do that. And also 2, Feather Falling 7 and Protection 10 are both like really overpowered enchantments on boots. It's not going to be like super good once you get into the late game. Like with when you have fully enchanted netherite boots, but this is gonna get you through early game pretty well. Just make sure you don't break it, cause I can't get another one. So yeah. Introduce new Dynasty feature. So this new Dynasty feature is all gonna have to do with this wool that I've placed, mainly. And so if you know anything about ancient China or anything about dynasties, you'll know that in ancient China, instead of having emperors and stuff, they still had emperors, but instead of having empires, you had dynasties. And that would be the name of the family that ruled China at this time. So the most well-known emperor or dynasty to have taken over China is the Qin dynasty. And since this server is called the Dynasty SMP, I think it would be cool to incorporate something like this dynasty thing into the server. So this is gonna be kind of like a territories thing, where you can claim a reasonable amount of space. For example, I've claimed this village, so because I have plans for this village. So you can claim a reasonable amount of space to do your stuff in. And you can choose who's allowed in your territory and who's not allowed in your territory. And if someone who's not allowed in your territory, you catch them in your territory, then you have full rights to go try and kill them. And they have to get out of your territory because they were in it for no reason, or they were not supposed to be in it and they are in it. So they have to try and get out, and if they get out of your territory, you can't kill them. So you can't kill someone in between territories. And the basic goal is to make allies and make sure that you have people that you can trust who are your friends who can come into your territory. So then everyone else should not be allowed in your territory. Now, obviously, my base is going to remain open to everyone, at least until I can find a way to change it so that I can, make some money or do something like that. But for now, my base will remain open to everyone as long as you don't just mess up all my stuff and steal this. Pumpkin and melon farm. So this part is actually split into two. The first part is showing you all the new things that I've done with the villager thing, and also getting some better armor, cause yeah. And the second part is actually making the pumpkin and melon farm and getting some emeralds. So the first thing I want to show you is this thing. It's a custom door that I made, cause while I was building this place, I realized that mobs can't actually find their way around these things. If it were nighttime, I could show you, but it's not. But when they come up here, they just don't know where to go. They'll just like walk around the outside and just be clueless like this. But I can jump over it just fine, which makes this a really cool door. On the inside, I've added trapdoors to all of these things because somebody came and murdered all of my villagers, so this is the second generation now. And I've also gotten myself some nice librarians. Now, obviously, only 7 slots doesn't give me enough to get all of the good books, so we'll probably have to make a library sometime in the future, but yeah, our mending villager, people have definitely been using him. And this is all going pretty well. Now up here, I've also added a second floor because I realized that we still need space for things like farmers, which I've gotten 1 to master, just 1, and I'm probably going to move the rest of them in sooner or later. Farmers, clerics, and stonemasons, and one more thing that I cannot remember right now. So this is all pretty nice. And now I think we should get some good armor, because my armor's gone, my chest plate is gone. So let's just go get ourselves some pretty nice armor with these enchantments that we got, especially this one. There we go. All our levels are gone, but all our armor is at least half decent now with protection 4 and all of that. So we can take off these and put on these, and this should get us through at least another few episodes, depending on what happens. And now that we're done that, I think it's about time that we got to work building our pumpkin and melon farm so that we can get some more emeralds and progress more quickly. So let's just get into this, probably first time lapse of the video. Alright, so unfortunately, I did finish the melon farm, but I wasn't able to get it on camera because other things were happening at the time. I'm not saying that this is foreshadowing or anything, but conflict has been going on in the server, and this could result in war, so that's not good. On the other hand, though, I just finished this farm yesterday, and then I logged off. And when I log back on, it's already gotten all of these melons. So this thing is actually working really, really well. Now, one problem is, like you saw probably here, some of the melons actually grow outside of the farm. So I think I need to build like a little thing. Yeah, see, one of them just worked. I have to build a building outside of it to prevent the melons from growing outside. And since I wasn't able to time-lapse the part where I built the farm, I guess I can time-lapse the part where I build the outside of the farm. So let's just get that one started. And there we go. The farm, it has an exterior now, and I'm not actually that content with this because the roof is kind of bulky, so I had to kind of terraform this land and everything. But overall, it's pretty good, and also keep in mind that this is a smallish melon farm, and it'll probably only be temporary. We'll probably replace it with a larger one in the future, but for now, this is gonna do. You can see melons in there being harvested, and it was actually doing it the whole time I was building, which was only about 15 minutes. And yeah, that's probably gonna be pretty good if we can somehow get a zombie villager farmer master upstairs and then cure him. That's gonna be a lot of emeralds. So maybe we can find a way to do that in the future. But now let's get on and finish our to-do list for the day. Number 5, end raid. So I actually already did this one, and it's all inside of this chest right here. And I already did it because I wasn't sure. Oh, I'm gone. Okay, I'm back. I wasn't sure if we would have time in this episode, so I kind of just did it already, and I montaged it. So let's just roll that clip now. And there we go. So, other than that, I also was paying attention when we went to the end the first time, and I realized that there was a spruce forest, a dark oak forest, and a jungle on the way there. So I also went for some saplings, which I got, and I also got lots of wood, as you could probably tell from the spruce that I used for the top of the melon farm, which I couldn't use for my barn and my starter base because I didn't have the resources at the time. And I also got tons of food, sugarcane to get farms with, bamboo for scaffolding. I actually used the ink sac and the other feather here to make the to-do list book. And we also found a buried treasure map where I got all of this stuff. I think there are some diamonds, but someone stole it, so. But here's the real prize. The sugar box full of our end loop. And this was only actually one end city. We only raided one, and we got this. This is a pretty good boots. I mean, they're pretty much the same as mine, except mine have mending. But we also got a bunch of other things. We also got this, which I'm not sure if it stays or disappears when you die. So that could be cool for experiments. The dragon head is nice. Shovels with fortune could also be good. The saddles, brewing stands, but especially the elytra, because I've been keeping it with me for the whole episode so far, waiting for the time to put it on. And now we can put it on, and if we can make some rockets, then we can do the very first flight of the season. Alright, there we go. We've made 9 rockets, and now we're gonna do the very first flight of the season. Yes, this is nice. Now I can show you guys what it looks like, our base looks like from above so far. And I can already tell that this pumpkin and melon farm is really messing with the spacing between these. So I might have to move this enchantment house to the side a bit, which hopefully won't be too hard. But now that we have elytras, we can get a lot better views of everything. We can check out other people's bases, like over here, there's some new stuff here. And there's also some new stuff over here if it'll render in a gigantic tower that we're going to be talking about very soon. But now that we have our elytra, we can go back, we can do more stuff, and now we can go finish up our to-do list. And I think there's only about 3 things left on it, so hopefully we can finish it all. 6. Build Christmas tree. Now this one, I had the idea for this one because I didn't want to keep running around to everyone's bases because I didn't have a Elytra at the time. So I thought that we could just build a giant Christmas tree here to be festive, and then we could put everybody's stuff under the Christmas tree and they could come and get it. Since my village is still open to the public and I have not closed it down yet. Why is he aiming a crossbow at me? But I think that we should just put a Christmas tree here so that we can put all their presents under it. And I guess we can time-lapse this part because we weren't able to time-lapse the building of the melon farm over there. So let's just get started with that. Well, I seem to have gotten stuck up here in the tree, but on the bright side, from up here we can actually see all of my base so far, and you can see the different styles that I've been using from my starter base to the trading hall to the pumpkin and melon farm. I've been using quite a few different styles over here. Now, obviously, me being stuck probably means that, why was it not flying? It means that the tree is done. So, the tree itself wasn't that hard to build. The wool on it wasn't that hard. It was a star at the top because I initially just had a giant 2x2 box up there, which looked really ugly. So now we have like little star thing up here, which looks a lot better. It doesn't look as good from this side, but hopefully we can still go with it. Now I've already put everyone's presents under the tree, and I actually filmed the process, but that was like 40 minutes of work, so we're just gonna put it in here and I'll explain to you what I gave to everyone. So we'll start over here with Weka Paw Groove, and he needed redstone for the little base he was making because he wanted to make a redstone door. So he said that he would need a lot for experimenting. I'm not sure why he doesn't do that on a private creative world, but we're giving him 3 stacks of redstone, so hopefully that'll be enough. Second, disposable bread. I wasn't sure what to give her, so I just gave her our second double cactus, a potion of instant health 2, a heart of a sea, and some really good iron boots, though they do have curse of vanishing, so she either uses them and loses them, or she keeps them, so we'll have to see which one. Bob is building a beautiful dirt shack over the horizon, so we have given him lots of dirt to put into his build. Intoxic, she was doing lots of brewing and stuff with stonks and disposables, so I've given her some brewing ingredients, like golden carrots and all of this stuff, which I got from my villagers and killing things. Wolf Pumpkin Pack needed lots of slime, so I had to go to a swamp and find lots of slime. It actually took a really long time, but there we go. We got him about 1 and a bit more than half stacks of slime, so hopefully that works well for him. Mr. Cont was also building that gigantic tower that you saw before, and he said he needed at least 7 stacks of glass, which we smelted with some coal that we had to go down to mine just so that we could do that because we're extremely low on coal. It's Josh. He wanted the same thing, lots of glass, and we've made his differently so that it looks like there's actually more, but there's actually 2 stacks in there, which should hopefully be enough for the little base that we saw him making last episode. Now, the only person who is not under this Christmas tree right now is Stonks, and that's because he recently had his base griefed, for some reason, and I'm not sure why anyone would want to do that, but it happens, so I feel like to make up for it, we should build him a new base over yonder, because I think he's planning to live at least near a coalition that composes of disposable, intoxic, Mr. Cott, Pumpkin Pack, and him. So I feel like if we put Stonk Space maybe right on this hill, or in this clearing where it's pretty nice, or somewhere back there, it could all go really well. So now that we finished everyone else's advent present and we still have a bit of time, let's build Stonk Space, a beautiful letter S that I've designed very recently, and we'll put it right here and give him some stuff to compensate with his loss. And there we go. Stonk's house is done. Now, I had a lot of troubles getting this done because getting gravel and the ink sacks that I needed to make the black concrete was really, really hard. And also building with black concrete in general is really hard, because when you go inside, you're going to realize that it's pretty hard to see black concrete. So outside here, it's a cool little S, and it's got glass so that you can actually work inside without going blind. And overall, it's a pretty cool design that I think will work. On the inside, I've just added some basic things in case Stonks wants to add his own things in this house. But pretty much I just have a bedroom. I spent not a lot of time here, but there's some banner action here, and then some signs and trapdoors. Then on the second floor, I put this here. I made all of the types of things in all of the tools or the tables in Minecraft that you can use here, and then I put a row of furnaces here. And on the last level, there is just a bunch of chests for his storage area. I've already given him all the item frames he needs, and that's pretty much the whole house. If he wants to add anything like plants or anything, that's all good. He doesn't even have to use this house. If he doesn't, then I'll probably use it because I spent a lot of time on it and I don't want it to go to waste. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode, guys. I wanted to show off the map room, which is in this building right here so far. Actually, we can end the episode in the map room, but pretty much this is the map room. I'm mapping it out at the start of the season, and I'm going to map it again at the end to see how far we've come. But yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for this episode. We have officially run out of time. We built a melon farm, did advent presents, built a Christmas tree, and built an entire house, which is pretty good progress for an episode. Next episode, we're probably going to work on a creeper farm or a sugarcane farm to get gunpowder, but that's going to be next episode. Right now we're in this episode, episode 3, and it's going to end. So, goodbye, and I'll see you in the next episode. I'm so burnt out from this episode.